This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's Dec30. I'm going to welcome you to the Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for December the 30th is an icon who seems to have made a comeback in a sense. He was the dominant golfer who really should have been the champion for all time majors. All that. Well, he's 46 today. He was married, and it was a famous divorce and all that. He has 2 children, so that's good. So anyway, he is, of course, Tiger Uppercut. So it's Tiger Woods. He is actually tied for first in wins on the PGA Tour, second in majors, and holds a lot of golf records. He's one of the greatest golfers of all time and is inducted to the World Golf Hall of Fame. Tiger turned professional at age 20 in 1996, following an outstanding amateur golf career. By the end of 97, he actually won 3 PGA Tour events, including the 97 Masters, which he won by 12 strokes, like his first major, and he crushed the field. He would be number 1 in the world rankings in 1997, less than a year after turning pro, and he was dominant in the 2000s. He was the top-ranked golfer from August 1999 to September 2004, a span of almost 5 years, and from June 2005 to October 2010. That span was longer, over 5 years. Man, can you imagine having a 5-year run as being the number 1 golfer? And he won 13 majors at that time. Unfortunately, Woods' career would be marred by personal problems, especially in 2008. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, he fell in the world rankings to number 58. But then he was actually number 1 for a little bit. But back surgeries would ruin his career. And he only competed in 1 tournament between 2015 and 2018. However, at the Tour Championship in September 2018, he won the tournament and then the major in 2019 at the Masters. Woods has a lot of records and all of that. I'll get to that later. Unfortunately, Woods had an injury this year in 2021. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, Tiger Woods was born December 30 of 1975 to Earl and Tida Woods. He is their only child and has 2 half-brothers and a half-sister from his father's first marriage. Earl was a U.S. Army officer and Vietnam War veteran. And he has European, Native American, and Chinese ancestry and all of that. And his mother is of Thai descent. All that. ESPN says that he's 1/4 Thai, 1/4 Chinese, 1/4 Caucasian, 1/8 African American, 1/8 Native American. So anyway, Tiger Woods has a niece who actually played in the LPGA. So that's nice. So he was actually a child prodigy. At the age of 2, he was actually on the Mike Douglas show. Tiger Woods would be in a competition against Bob Hope on the Mike Douglas show. Anyway, Tiger was allowed to play at the Navy golf course. So anyway, he did okay. At age 3, he actually shot a 48 at the Navy course. And he was even on ABC's That's Incredible at age 5. It was amazing and all that. Tiger finally, at age 11, could beat Earl on the golf course. But anyway, Woods was a legend. He was a junior amateur champion age 15. He would actually compete in the 92 Los Angeles Open on a sponsor's exemption, but missed the cut. But still did okay. Tiger Woods actually had stuttering problems as a child and finally overcame them. Tiger Woods was heavily recruited by college golf powers, and he chose Stanford. He had a major in economics. Woods took part in the '95 Masters and was the only amateur to make the cut. So he won. I don't know what the Masters top amateur. So he won something, but anyway, he did well. He tied for 41st. He was the top amateur at the British Open in 1996, winning the silver medal, if you will. He won the NCAA Individual Golf Championship. He left college after 2 years in order to turn professional. Tiger turned pro at 20 and signed advertising deals with Nike and Titleist. He was actually named Sportsman of the Year by Sports Illustrated in '96, which was weird. And in '97, he won his first major, the Masters, in record-breaking fashion, and was at 21 the youngest Masters champion. And he got to #1 and all that. Tiger did fantastic. In the '99 season, he got 8 tourney wins, including the PGA Championship. The first time that a golfer had 8 wins on the tour in 1 year since Johnny Miller in 1974. Woods is actually myopic. As I say, that isn't really that good. He went through laser eye surgery in 1999 and did well, but his vision started to deteriorate again, and again he went through laser eye surgery. In 2000, Woods won 6 straight PGA Tour events, the longest since Ben Hogan in 1948. And in the stretch was the 2000 U.S. Open, when he broke or tied 9 tournament records in one of the greatest performances ever, when he won by 15 strokes and was the only golfer at the U.S. Open in 2000 to actually to be below par. And then, thus, at age 24, he was the youngest golfer to have the career Grand Slam, winning at least one Masters, 1 U.S. Open, 1 PGA Championship, and 1 British Open. He looked good and all that. He was the Sportsman of the Year in 2000. And Tiger won the 2001 Masters, doing something that nobody has ever done. 4 straight majors. It wasn't in a calendar year, but it was still good. It was the Tiger Slam. He was good and all that. Unfortunately, he would actually slump in the standings, not winning a major in 2003 and 2004. But in 2005, he did win the Masters with that famous chip shot on 16. True story. I actually was watching the Masters, the final round of the Masters, but then all of a sudden, my brother said, I need some milk. So I had to go to the Daisy Mart or the convenience store, if you will, and buy some milk. The problem is, I missed that shot. It was one of the most famous golf shots I missed. Although I did watch the coverage when Louis Oosthuizen got that albatross in 2010. So, okay, that's fine. Anyway, Tiger got 6 tournament wins in 2005. He was pretty good. 2006. But his father died and took some time off and didn't do well at the U.S. Open. He missed the cut. However, he won 6 straight tour events at season's end, which was amazing. He got 12 majors by 2006, which was aiming for Nicklaus's record. Woods would continue to excel. In the 2008 U.S. Open, he defeated Rocco Mediate in a fantastic performance. It was a gutsy performance because of Tiger Woods having his ACL problems on his knee. But he would have to miss the remainder of the PGA Tour season due to additional knee injuries. Woods came back in 2009 and tried his best. Woods lost a lot of endorsements because of his infidelities, which we'll talk about later. Tiger had a lot of problems, suffering due to the fact that, personal problems and all that. Although in June 2012 he did record his 73rd PGA Tour win, tying Jack Nicklaus in second place. And then when he won the AT&T National, he became second behind only Sam Snead. Anyway, Tiger Woods almost got disqualified at the 2013 Masters when he said he took an illegal drop on the par 5 15th hole, which his third shot bounced off the pin into the water. However, Woods was given a 2-stroke penalty, not disqualification. So Tiger tried his best, but back pain would just ruin him by 2014. He would have several back surgeries. However, he won the Tour Championship in 2018, beating Billy Horschel. And then April 2019 was one of the greatest moments around. He won the Masters, which was his first major championship win in 11 years, and his 15th major, beating by 1 stroke Dustin Johnson, Sanders Scheifele, and Brooks Koepka. At age 43, he became the second oldest golfer ever to win the Masters, after Jack Nicklaus's 46-year-old run in 1986. So Tiger, if he wins the 2023 Masters or above, he could still do it. So anyway, he actually did win a Japan event in 2020, which would tie him with Sam Snead for most victories with 82. Yeah, the 2019 Masters was the 2019 Masters was famous because of the final round had to be moved up a couple hours because of an impending rainstorm, if memory serves me right. Yeah, the weather was just awful and all that. Because play actually started at 7:30 in the morning, when it could have been like earlier. So yeah. So 7:30 and 9:20. So by 2:30 in the afternoon, Tiger Woods did win the championship. So usually the Masters goes to like 6, 7 o'clock at night, but because of the weather, they had to go quickly. Tiger Woods is basically made to be the guy who had increased TV ratings for golf and all that. He had a lot of endorsements, especially the Tiger Woods PGA games and all that. He has a lot of accumulated wealth. He's estimated to be the second richest person of color in the States, behind Oprah Winfrey. Anyway, he has a lot of achievements. 82 PGA Tour wins, which is tied with Sam Snead for number 1. He has 15 majors. He's 14-1 when going to the final round of a major with at least a share of the lead. I think the only botch was in that U.S. Open against Y.E. Yang, if memory serves me right. But yeah, he has a lot of things. He's the greatest closer ever. He's like Mariano Rivera in the land of golf. The strange thing is that Tiger Woods actually won his 100th, 200th, and 300th PGA Tour event, which is kind of strange. But anyway, yeah, 82 PGA Tour wins. That's second to none. Wow, I know that. But he won 15 majors. 97 Masters by 12 strokes over the legendary Tom Kite. The 99 PGA Tour when he beat Sergio Garcia. The 2000 U.S. Open when he won by 15 over Ernie Els and Miguel Jimenez. The 2000 British Open when he beat Thomas Bjorn and Ernie Els by 8 strokes. The 2000 PGA Championship, winning that famous playoff against Bob May. It was a 3-hole playoff. And then, of course, the Masters of 2001 when he beat David Duval by 2, which got him the Career Slam and the Tiger Slam. He won the 2002 Masters over Retief Goosen by 3. The 2002 U.S. Open by 3 over Phil Mickelson, perpetually the runner-up in that event. The 2005 Masters in the playoff against Chris DeMarco on the first playoff hole. The 2005 British Open over Colin Montgomery by 5 strokes. The 2006 British Open, which was the first major win he had after his father's death, winning by 2 over Chris DeMarco. The 2006 PGA title when he beat Sean Michel by 5 strokes. The 2007 PGA Championship win, he won by 2 strokes over Woody Austin. The 2008 U.S. Open with that ACL in the playoff against Rocco Mediate. And the 2019 Masters when he beat Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, and Sanders Scheifele, like I told you, by 1 stroke. The ironic part was that 2019 Masters is the only major Tiger had in which he was not in the lead. Every one of his last 14 majors, he had at least a share of the lead going into the final round. And yet, that was the only one he had the depth set. So it's amazing what he could do. I mean, he's won 5 Masters, 4 PGAs, 3 U.S. Open, and 3 British Opens. The Masters has been his best. He's been top 5 12 times in the Masters. So yeah, he did pretty well for himself. Let's see here. Timeline PGA. So yeah, so he won a lot. He has a good player style, a lot of ratings. But unfortunately, the relationship with his wife, Ellen, Nordgren was terrible and all that. They married in 2004 in Barbados and lived in Orlando, Florida. But of course, there was a problem. Their first child was Sam Alexis Woods. It was 2007. So she's 14, I guess, and their son Charlie is now 12. Unfortunately, the National Enquirer actually did publish a story about Tiger Woods having an extramarital affair. Ironically, 2 days later, on Thanksgiving Day, U.S. Thanksgiving Day, November 27, 2009, Tiger collided with a fire hydrant tree and several hedges and had a ticket for careless driving. There was a lot of problems and all that. Of course, lots of people claimed to have affairs with Tiger Woods and all that. But to Tiger's credit, December 11th, he did admit to infidelity and made major apologies and all that. Unfortunately, he lost a lot of his sponsorship because of his infidelities. And obviously, he lost his wife, Ellen, and all that. He knew that he was doomed. In fact, Electronic Arts, well, the only 2 people that supported him throughout this whole infidelity thing was Nike and EA, because they were still making Tiger Woods PGA Tour event games till 2014, I think, and then they just stopped doing that series altogether. I mean, I have the last PS2 version of Tiger Woods, 2010. That's the one when I hit my famous 53. When I actually, if you look at my YouTube channel, and one of the greatest rounds of golf video game golf I ever did was a 53. Like the first 17 holes, I got birdie or better, and then on 18 I just sucked, but I still had a record. I haven't really played that in career mode since. I mean, how am I gonna fucking top that? Anyway, I have Tiger Woods for the 14 for the PS3, which is the legend ones that you can do legendary things. So anyway, regardless, Tiger was dating Lindsey Vonn, former Olympic gold medal skier, but they split up in 2015. Woods was rumored in a few relationships. Well, his current relationship is with Erica Herman. Fortunately, in 2017, he got arrested on a DUI because he was driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs. He was actually asleep in his car, which was stationary with its engine running. So he had a lot of problems. He was given a 1-year probationary sentence, fined $250,000, ordered to go through community service because of his reckless driving, his DUI. And if he had failed to deal with the probationary period, then he could have been sentenced to 90 days in jail. But in 2021, Tiger was actually in a rollover accident in February 2021. A single vehicle collision and all that. His safety features actually saved his life with less traumatic injuries and all that. Tiger was driving twice the speed limit before he crashed. They're still said no major charges have been filed. He sustained major leg injuries, had some surgery and all that. Tiger Woods was raised as a Buddhist. And all that. He believes in Buddhism, not every aspect, but most of it. Because Buddhism teaches me to stop following every impulse and to learn restraint. Obviously, I lost track of what I was taught because he lost track of his Buddhism. So, anyway, Tiger Woods is still an icon, no matter what you think about the guy. So, maybe he'll make another comeback. Who knows? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.